I'm here at the Pool of Bethesda, or at least the excavations of the Pool of Bethesda.
Hidden in the shadows of Jerusalem's ancient walls lies a place where history, mystery, and faith converge. The Pool of Bethesda, mentioned only briefly in the Gospel of John, has long been a source of debate, skepticism, and awe. Was it simply a public bath? A ritual cleansing site? Or did it, as the scriptures describe, serve as the stage for one of Christ's most extraordinary miracles? For centuries, skeptics dismissed the Gospel Account of Bethesda as fiction, pointing out that no archaeological record seemed to confirm its existence. Many claimed it was a metaphorical invention, an allegory created by early Christians to emphasize spiritual renewal rather than an actual place. But now, thanks to decades of excavations, archaeologists have uncovered evidence that not only validates the biblical description in astonishing detail, but also reveals deeper layers of meaning, layers that challenge modern disbelief and force even the most hardened atheist to reconsider. Before we uncover these staggering truths about the Pool of Bethesda and the discovery that has left archaeologists speechless, kindly take a moment to subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll never miss out on the breathtaking revelations from history, archaeology, and faith that continue to prove, again and again, that the Bible was right all along.
Rise. Take up thy bed and walk.
In John chapter 5, we encounter the story that has fascinated believers and puzzled skeptics for 2,000 years. The Gospel describes a man who had been afflicted for 38 years, waiting beside the Pool of Bethesda for healing. According to some translations, an angel of the Lord stirred the waters, and whoever stepped in first after the troubling of the pool was miraculously healed. Yet the earliest manuscripts of John omit the angelic explanation, mentioning only the mysterious movement of the waters. This detail leaves us with a pressing question. What caused the waters to stir? And more importantly, what spiritual lesson was Christ teaching when he chose this very pool, out of all Jerusalem, as the place to demonstrate his divine power? Jesus, traveling to Jerusalem during one of the feasts, entered Bethesda and noticed the lame man. When he asked, "Do you want to be made well?" the man lamented that he had no one to help him into the water when it moved. With divine authority, Christ replied, "Rise, take up thy bed, and walk." And immediately the man was healed. This simple yet profound act revealed far more than physical restoration. It pointed to Jesus himself as the true source of healing, the living water that cleanses, renews, and gives life eternal. To understand the Pool of Bethesda, we must first step back into the culture of ancient Jerusalem. Pilgrims flocking to the temple during feasts were required to undergo ritual purification. This was done by immersion in a mikvah, a ritual bath filled with living water, that is, water flowing from a natural spring, rain, or a stream. Bethesda was perfectly situated for this purpose. Archaeologists have revealed two massive pools side by side, divided by a central colonnade described in John 5:2 as 5 porches. Each pool was the size of half a football field, together spanning nearly the area of a modern soccer pitch. Steps and wide landings descended into the water, accommodating crowds of worshippers seeking ritual cleansing before entering the holy courts of the temple. The northern pool was fed by rainwater and runoff, while the southern pool often held stagnant water. Ingeniously, a shaft carved into the central wall allowed the fresh water of the northern pool to flow into the southern basin. When opened, This sudden rush of water created the appearance of troubling or bubbling, a phenomenon that pilgrims interpreted as supernatural. What the people saw as angelic stirring may, in fact, have been the ritual refreshment of water flowing between the pools. Yet to the faithful, the effect was no less miraculous. It symbolized transformation. Stagnant water made living, unclean made clean, broken made whole. For centuries, critics of Christianity insisted that John's description of Bethesda was fiction. No ancient historian mentioned such a pool. No record outside the Bible referenced its 5 porticos. Skeptics argued that John invented the scene for symbolic purposes, pointing to the 5 porches as a metaphor for the 5 books of Moses. With this historical setting in mind, we return to the miracle itself. Imagine the scene. Hundreds of the sick, lame, and blind gathered along the steps, waiting for the waters to move. Hope mingled with despair as they longed for a healing that might never come. Into this place of desperation walked Jesus. Unlike others, he did not wait for the waters to stir. He did not rely on ritual. He went straight to the heart of suffering, speaking words that carried the power of creation itself. "Rise, take up thy bed, and walk." The man's healing was immediate and complete. No water was needed. No ritual could compare. Jesus was showing that he himself is the fulfillment of what Bethesda represented. He is the true living water, greater than any mikveh, greater than the temple itself. As Isaiah foretold, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. Yet the miracle did not end there. It was performed on the Sabbath, igniting immediate controversy. Jewish leaders accused the healed man of breaking the law by carrying his mat. Their focus on tradition blinded them to the extraordinary reality before their eyes. A man crippled for 38 years was walking. Jesus often chose the Sabbath for his healings, not to provoke, but to reveal. The Sabbath, meant to be a day of renewal and blessing, had been reduced to endless rules. By healing on this day, Jesus redefined its purpose. The Sabbath was for life, restoration, and communion with God. The Pool of Bethesda is more than an archaeological site. It is a spiritual parable written in stone. Each of us, in some way, has waited by our own pool, longing for change, healing, or deliverance. We often look to the wrong sources, believing that if only circumstances shifted, or someone carried us forward, we would be made whole. But Jesus asks each of us the same question. Do you want to be made well? He bypasses our excuses and limitations, offering instead the power to rise, walk, and live anew. The stagnant waters of sin, despair, or unbelief are no match for the rushing stream of His grace. Through His atonement, even death itself loses its sting. For as in Adam all die, even so in Christ shall all be made alive. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 22. Now, after years of excavation, archaeologists have not only uncovered the exact location of Bethesda, but have also revealed the very steps where the lame may have once sat, the shaft that funneled water between pools, and the landings where pilgrims waited. Standing there today, one can see with their own eyes what critics once denied. The Gospel account is no mere metaphor. It is history carved in stone, confirmed by science, and illuminated by faith. The Bible was right, and the discovery of Bethesda is a testament that its words are trustworthy, its details reliable, and its message eternal. Archaeology may unearth stones and steps, but it is Christ who makes them come alive. The Pool of Bethesda stands as a reminder that faith and history are not enemies, but companions, each affirming the other. For those who doubt, the stones cry out. For those who believe, the waters still stir, not with mystery, but with the eternal promise of Christ, the true living water. And today, just as in Jerusalem 2,000 years ago, he whispers to us all, "Rise, take up thy bed, and walk."